Hello, everybody. This is Knots Tying Honor for the Pathfinder AY version. This is what we call stage one. In stage one, I'm going to read what the outline is of this honor and let you get an idea. So let's bring it up, okay? Okay, here we go. What we have here is our organization who puts out this Pathfinder this honor has a guideline for the instructors. And what I've done is I put it at the beginning so you can see what the church is trying to get their people to do. And we're going to try to enhance on that as we do this honor. Okay, my friends? So let's take a look at what we got here. This is stage one of preparing to do knots. And I start off with my own little logo. It says the following information is taken from AY Honor for knot tying in the Seventh-day Adventist Church Pathfinder guidelines for this honor. The information is what they suggest to do before teaching this honor. Mr. D will be adding additional helps to the guidelines that need to be done to meet the requirements of this honor. Now, I'm not sure how much I will add to this, because this is pretty script right out of their document. But we'll see what we can get out of it. The following information comes from AY Knot Tying Advanced document put out by the Pathfinders to help provide an outline of what the staff and the leaders can be prepared for doing for this honor. First, an effective way to teach knots in a club setting is to have the staff and the older Pathfinders, the ones who already have the knot tying honor, each teach a single knot at a knot tying station. The Pathfinders who are learning the knots will rotate from station, and it should be station to station, after a set time. Ring a bell to signal that the time is to rotate, and do not allow the student to rotate until the bell rings. That's a good policy, I think. Moving right along. It means if you wanted to do all these knots, I mean, it might be a lot of people, but probably do a small version. Using this approach, each of the teachers need only to learn a single knot or enough to teach it on, and students will have a chance to receive a one-on-one instruction for every knot. Allow at least 7 or 8 minutes per station. You can do this over more than one meeting if necessary, and you can involve the entire club at once rather than only a single unit. Now, see, through my digital, you'll be able to replay it over and over till you know that knot, which is going to be kind of good. I'm not considering doing knots or any of the honors to be a time capacity. Like you have to take a test. It's to learn how to do it. And that's what the importance is of all the class, is having fun and also doing it. Prior to the meeting, the rope may be cut to the proper length. Some instructors consider cutting rope during a meeting a waste of valuable teaching time, while others use it as an opportunity to teach proper binding of the rope. I could see that. To prevent the cut rope from unraveling, wrap a small piece of duct tape around it before you make the cut. Then cut the tape in half. And this will save time as it binds both ends of the cuts in one shot. The length of each rope should be suited to the knot it will be used for. I'm sure of that, but we don't know. Not until we get to that knot do we know. I guess after you do the knot a couple of times, probably it's just no problem. Okay. Well, the length of each rope should suit to be the knot that it will be used for. Note that the figure 8 knot does not require as much rope as a timber hitch, and that it is impossible to tie a knot on a rope that is too short to hold it. Conversely, using too much rope for a small knot is a waste of good rope money. Remember that the amount of rope wasted on each knot will be multiplied by the number of students. A good way to determine proper rope length is to tie the desired knots using the long piece of rope. Cut it, then untie it. That's how long it needs to be. Cut as many of that length as you will have students. Put them in a plastic baggie and label the bag. That's good preparation. You may have the knot instructors cut their own rope, or you may have a squad of TLTs do this. Or you could do it yourself, but that would be depriving your TLTs and the instructors from valuable experience. I don't know, cutting rope, is that an experience? Two knot tying stations can easily share 8-foot table and a hot melt glue gun. Assuming the students will be mounting the knots on the board as they tie them, if you are organized and have the space, you can store the knots boards from year to year. Let them add to it each year. By the time they are in Ranger class, they will appreciate not having the 25 knots at all at once. A good knot board can be made from a length of lumber, 24 inches by 12 inches by 3/4. Make a good size board. If you are using a 1/4-inch diameter rope, a stick can be fastened along the edge of the board to make the convenient place to tie the hitches. For a professional looking knot board, prepare the labels for the knots using a label maker. Again, this is something that should be done prior to the meeting, as making labels and distributing them is an effective use of instruction time. You should also make labels which each student's name, or have students label their boards neatly, so that they will be able to find their knot boards in the future, and to prevent disputes over the knot board's ownerships. You might also consider labeling the knot boards before they are given to the students and before the knots are tied. And this makes it easy to figure out which knots the students will need to learn. That seems true. Now, how to label the knot board, I'd have to say I got some more research on that. And as we progress through, you will see I am learning as you are. But once we get through it, we can always repeat it, and we can learn more each time we repeat it. So at this time, I'd like to say we're done with this stage 1. And the interesting part comes now on stage 2 on up. It's going to talk about what definitions are. It's going to talk about a whole bunch of other stuff. So at this time, preparation page is over, and we will see you in the next section. Bye.